Hey, and welcome to our third episode. Aw, yeah. That's 3 episodes relatively on time. I apologize because upload speeds aren't exactly perfect.
Did you know there's 3 types of people in the world? Those that can count and those that can't?
I suppose that would be a very good categorization of those kind of people. So, anyway, we're your hosts, Afro Circuit.
And Plot Point.
And that other guy couldn't be here today, unfortunately, so it's just us, but
he
hey.
was killed by dragons.
We're awesome, so it doesn't matter that he was killed by dragons.
And Wolverine dragons.
Wolverine dragons?
Yes.
What would that even look like? Would it be like a furry dragon with claws?
It'd be a slightly furry dragon. It'd be just a Wolverine with a dragon head that can breathe fire.
That's starting to sound a bit like a reverse cockatrice kind of. All right, so anyway, as I said, I'm Afro Circuit.
Plot Point.
And this is. It's that One Bronyshow, not that Brony Show. It's that One Bronyshow. It's that One Bronyshow, not that Brony Show. It's that One Brony Show. Perfect. Alright, so to start off this episode, you just gotta love DHX Studios now. This by far was one of the biggest episodes in our entire history. And so, obviously, first of all, the episode in itself was fantastic. Everything about the episode was just exciting and entertaining and funny. It had a great balance of references.
And so, finally, we have a complete sort of main 6 episode.
Yes, we haven't had a main 6 episode in a while. I've been really missing out on those. So, altogether, this was a great episode. I personally know this is going to be my brony intro video now. Like, whenever I'm trying to convert somebody to bronyism, this is going to be the video I'm going to show them because it is great. And by the way, if you ever want to get a non-brony to watch an episode, especially this one, this is a great episode because you can lie to them. Best plot ever. Applejack goes to compete at the rodeo competition and doesn't come back. That's all you say. And boom, non-bronies automatically interested in what happened. Don't tell them anything else. They don't have to know that nothing happened. They don't have to know. Yeah, either way, they have to find out. So, try it on somebody. See if it works. It might convert a few bronies. So, we're going to go ahead and start hitting on some of the top points.
Convert this.
So, we're going to rush through a few of the first ones here because there's a big one that everyone has been talking about. And we're going to try our hand at talking about because obviously we have to. So, obviously, first of all, we get another awesome slow-mo scene. We haven't had... The first slow-mo scene we got was with Scootaloo's awesome scooter riding when she's like... whoosh. And so, this is one of the first slow-mo scenes we've gotten in a while, and it's Applejack awesomely leaping over the little rails, and her foot nicks it, which means she probably got points off. That's probably why she didn't get first place at the rodeo. So, and
it's
then...
a plot point, you might say.
It's a plot? Ha-ha! So, next is the fact that Apple Bloom, she's like, you're the 10-time champion. First of all, champion. People seem to like pronouncing it champion in this episode. Like, everyone continues to pronounce it champion. But, and then on top of that...
I'm afraid it's champagne, not champion.
Yeah. She has 5 medals on the wall, but yet she's the 10-time champion.
Hope so. I know so. After all, you're the 10-time rodeo champion of Ponyville. Why, you've got more blue ribbons than any pony in Ponyville ever. And I can't wait for my big sis to win every blue ribbon in Equestria and bring home the title of Equestria Rodeo Champion.
Obviously, they started giving medals out 5 years ago.
Apparently, and then also later on in the episode when we see the medal she does win, she has a bunch of them. So why does she only have 5 for 10 years worth of work? All right, so well, as to the whole ribbon system, I'm pretty sure they don't really have it figured out here. All right,
Much
so
like their economy.
yes, their economy is destroyed. On top of that, we don't even really know how that even balances out. So let's get on to the thing that everybody's been talking about, and just something that's amazing. Something that's just this has been a fantastic moment in our history. It's just something I literally cheered with delight the morning that I saw this. And I know that if you watch the videos of the YouTube streams and everything, people blew up with excitement at this point in time. And that was the first moment when Rainbow Dash said Derpy. And then we instantly all knew it was coming. And we loved the fact that her name is now canon. Then, on top of that, she speaks! She speaks.
Huh? Now, careful, Derpy! I don't want to do any more damage than you've already done. I just don't know what went wrong. Yeah, it's a mystery. Nice work, Rainbow Dash! In the name of Celestia, just sit there and do nothing. My bad.
That was... first it's like, yes, thank you so much. But then it was just like, life complete.
Must commit seppuku.
And so... I've heard a lot of different things from different bronies. Some bronies didn't like her voice. Some people thought that she never should have spoken. She should have continued to be a silent character. Other people think that because of the fact that she's been deemed derpy, some people consider that a derogatory term and don't like its existence. But to be honest, I think it's great.
Yeah, I remind you of Yankee Doodle Dandy. You see, Yankee and Doodle Dandy was originally used by the British to insult the Americans. Know what we did? We made it our theme song, like a boss. Now derp isn't all bad, it's all about goodness.
Yeah.
Why can't I herp all this derp?
Yeah, derp, like, honestly, the meme community and the brony community, we've turned it away from its derogatory term. Like, while it may have a derogatory background...
If you don't want to call yourself something, you call yourself herp and derphead.
Yeah, exactly. So... like, while they do have negative, like, where they have negative backgrounds, if anything, we should be appreciating the fact we've turned it into something fun and something that can make people happy and something that can make people laugh. Flugelhorn. Flugelhorn. Yes, like Flugelhorn. So, to all of the bronies out there who think all of these different theories, I say just appreciate the fact that it happened. And the more important thing is that this was Hasbro and DHX's shout out.
Derp.
Yeah, this was their shout out to us. This was their, hey guys, we're gonna give you something that we think you'll like, and we're acknowledging your existence in completeness. So this was a monumental moment in the brony community, and it will never be forgotten.
We'll talk again anytime.
That's another thing. We're all wondering whether or not she's gonna continue to be a speaking background character or not. So we'll see what they do. I personally would be...
Will she be like Shirley, who appears every once in a while to do something and leaves?
It would be interesting if she suddenly became a plot-based character who actually did things that were important to the plot. But all the same, I would be just as happy even with this just
Big
one
Macintosh
moment.
And the greatest dialogue ever. Hey, Big Macintosh. Yep. You going to the farm now? Yep. Can I come with you? No. Why not? Yep.
So
things
I
think
feel
about.
bad for the voice actor for Big Mac. So many lines to memorize. It's so difficult.
Yep.
Alright, so now I'm going to streamline this along because I realized I didn't give myself time to edit out things. So this video may end up being a bit longer than the last one. So, then, obviously, after she speaks, they give us even more by defining her derpy character. By her promptly, evidence of her destroying Town Hall, shocking Rainbow Dash's tail, and then proceeding
electrocuting
herself, and then just continually doing more and more damage.
She sits down and she
She breaks the floor. And so it's just like, it was just a defining moment for her as her character. And honestly, I just want to give everyone in Studio B / DHX, I want to give them a hug.
We must grow this flower. It needs fertilizer.
Alright, so next thing that we want to talk about is the fact that the mayor seems a little adamant about the concept of Applejack bringing home this money. She's just like, remember to bring home the money.
And bring back all that money. You betcha, Mayor.
Or we'll break your legs.
So she really wants this money, which makes you wonder how bad Ponyville's economy must be that they can't afford repairs unless one of their ponies goes out and wins a lot of money at a rodeo competition. So it was just ridiculous. And Plot Point will get into that later in his future episodes. Interruption number 2, folks. I should have closed the door.
Come on, it's a dog.
It's a dog, so you gotta love it. I love you, puppy. I'm not gonna say your name either. How about we call you we'll call you
Doug.
Doug. We'll call you Doug so that you don't have.
Is that dog from Up?
So that you don't have your own fan base trying to get your autograph and stuff.
Yeah, you don't need real bitches on you all the time.
So next thing that we're gonna talk about is the male pony. They're setting up this party for Applejack's return, and everyone's getting all excited for it. And then they open the door for the first time, and then all of a sudden it's just this male pony is like, oh my god, how'd you know it was my birthday?
It's Spike's voice actor too.
It is Spike's voice actor. Pay close attention.
Just speaking deeper.
It's like teenage Spike.
Wow, this is the best surprise ever. How did you know it was my birthday?
And so he's so excited that they thought that they got it, and everyone's just like, oh, and he's just like, what? And then boom, close the door in his face, and he's just like, oh,
Pinkie Pie's all night.
that just ruined my day. Then Pinkie Pie's like, here's some cake, and he's like, oh, well then my day's not as ruined now.
It's okay.
It was okay. Then it got awesome. Then it got crappy.
Work
no,
even
okay.
on their birthdays.
Yeah, so apparently he didn't even get his birthday off. So, but
The
now we
Raiders
know.
leader, Cutie Marks.
Yeah, so now we know now we know Male Pony's birthday. So we know his birthday was last Saturday. So that's for those of you who are really adamant about trying to figure out birthdays. Da-da.
Da-da-da-da.
And then so obviously the next thing, this was just an epic moment, and that was Big Mac's crying scene. He's just like, be strong.
And Granny Pie's, her face is horrible.
Yeah, her face at that particular moment, it's pretty creepy, but at the same time, altogether,
Just take a look, folks.
Yeah, most of us were focusing on Big Mac's crying, but if you pay attention to it, you can see it.
Our little bushel just lost one apple.
So, next, the fact, one of these things that I immediately noticed, and I was like, what? Is the fact that in this episode, the train doesn't seem to be pony-powered at all.
There could be ponies hiding underneath the rest of the train, just in the front. 4 little ponies.
4 ponies underneath the train, like the Flintstones car.
Yes.
But altogether, it seems that they do have alternate fuel sources now, which I would assume would be coal, because it is a steam train.
Maybe they just didn't have it up and running at the time.
Maybe it was broken and over there. Maybe the train was broken down. So, but altogether, now train is and actually, come to think of it, it was steam powered in Hearthwarming Eve too. It was steam powered then too. So altogether, it's
Maybe they
steam.
were just running in front of it.
Either way, steam powered trains now exist.
Steampunk ponies. Canon.
Oh, and so now another thing is confirmed: ponies have to pee.
Yeah.
They do have to pee.
But mainly only in deserts.
So Pinkie Pie, first of all, completely defies the anatomy of a pony and is able to cross her legs anxiously. But then on top of that, she has to pee very, very bad.
I don't know how I'll make it to the next stop.
By the way, trains that don't have bathrooms, pretty sucky ride because there's no way to ask anyone to stop. So it's pretty bad. I've had it happen before. So definitely got it suck to not be able to pee on the train.
You gotta lean really far over the edge of the top of the train.
So, the next part is the, when they finally get there. And first of all, we've said this many times before, but the fact that Pinkie is obviously fastest pony, we know that she's faster than Rainbow Dash, zoom, right to the porta potty. And then she's banging it on it, gotta go.
But that's pea speed. That's unfair.
I suppose.
Rainbow Dash and pea speed would be a bullet time. The rest of the world would slow to a crawl, and Rainbow Dash would be able to.
So, then she immediately rushes. Applejack opens the door in her face, just like some ponies. Walks out. Then Pinkie Pie goes in. Then pops back and is like, I found her! And then she's like, I found her.
Some ponies. Sheesh.
Applejack! Down.
And then she
Yes.
yes. And then I made note of this is that in the time that it took for her to run over to the other ponies and mention that she found her, Applejack probably could have just snuck off.
Oh,
so
come on, it's a small town.
I still think that she could have lost her, but either way, then they find her, and then Pinkie remembers again that she has to pee, so then right back into the one outhouse in Dodge Junction. So as far as
don't have to pee that often.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a once a year thing.
Pinkie Pie's once a year happened to happen at that time. That would
she had the big gulp.
She made pony big gulps.
Yeah, they were obviously selling them at the rodeo.
Alright, so this next scene. This is one of the scenes that helped make the episode even more fantastic, besides the derpy part. And that is the whole cherry sorting scene, when they're sorting cherries, and all these various different shenanigans happen.
Did you tell her why you weren't going back?
No, because it was none of her business.
Can you please slow down? Is it because I made it rain on you that one time?
No.
Help! Is it because you were insulted when I gave you that book on organized orchards?
No.
Is it because you were insulted when I insulted your hair?
No. I'm not telling you why, so just stop.
First, we want to make note of how inefficient their little system is. They have 2 separate bins to separate the yellow cherries from the red cherries. Why not just have one bin for red cherries
Or yellow cherries at the end.
and then put the other one at the end so that you only have to push one type of cherry into a bin? And then on top of it, the fact that it's all hand sorted and there's just so many ways that they could have been done better, but they
Well,
chose.
it makes sense with the hand sorter. You can't really make a machine in Equestria to sense color and then move it.
And then we also wonder why they had why did they have the little sacks on their side? Were they expected to start sorting cherries in their pockets?
Were they expected to steal cherries?
Yeah, were they expected to nab some?
You can have your pay is whatever you can put in your pockets.
Like, the only time they're used are when things start getting bad, and I assume that things aren't supposed to happen like that. So, next we're gonna start talking about that, and that's first. One by one, everyone but Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy begin to leave the conveyor belt to
Pinkie
talk
Pie
to
and
Applejack.
Fluttershy are best workers.
They're very diligent workers. I think that came from the responsibility from Baby Cakes. She learned job responsibility, and Fluttershy just doesn't want anyone to be mad at her. As we also found out from Baby Cakes. Yeah. So they walk off, and so then Applejack, she slowly, as they begin to just harp on her with more and more questions, trying to get her to spill the beans. By the way, Pinkie Pie apparently doesn't appreciate of spilling beans.
What? She had beans? I told her I would snack it.
But she begins to run faster, as if running from her problems. But if anything, it
I
only
clocked it about 6 RPM that fastest.
He did clock it. I watched him count, and it had me very confused because at first I thought he was saying my name over and over again. But I thought he was trying to talk to me, but he wasn't. He was counting. So she begins to run faster and faster.
15.
So she began running faster and faster, and then like we were like, oh, she's running faster and faster. But then you think, wait a minute, oh God, Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy, and then we get to see, and things just get completely out of hand. Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy are just like, sort, and they're trying to go as fast as they can.
Why do they have that many cherries in the machine?
Who knows? But, so they're just trying to go as fast as they can.
There's more cherries than there are bins. There's more cherries than
they
there
have
is room.
I assume at some point
There's more cherries than there is floor space.
Well, I would assume maybe they expected them to go get more bins at some point. There's got to be more to this system that wasn't explained. But then things just get completely out of hand. Applejack starts running faster and faster. They can't keep up, so they start dumping them on their hats, putting them in those little emergency side pockets.
Hats are the best storage place you can.
And then Pinkie Pie just tries to start collecting them. And then it gets to the point where Pinkie's just like, yeah, oh no! And they start flooding into her mouth. And then finally just everything.
It's a bad idea, folks. Cherries have cores.
They do have cores, yeah. I don't know if you've lived a sheltered little life with seedless cherries your whole life, but natural cherries have seeds, and they're coming from a cherry orchard, so that means they probably have seeds.
I don't know. These are some pretty unnatural cherries. They don't attach.
They don't attach. Look at the cherry trees. They don't attach at the stem. They're just sort of pasted on there like stamps. So all that scene, and then many people have noted it, and I'm sure a lot of people have noticed it. This is a reference to an I Love Lucy scene, so yet again makes it tolerable for the parents to watch, makes it tolerable for us to watch. And just another reason why this show is so creative and brilliantly written. So, after that, we have the scene. We have the scene where Applejack is cherry bucking, and Pinkie Pie comes along to help out. And so she begins talking to her and discussing the chimichurri chonga.
Have you ever had a cherry chonga? Oh, sorry, that was a question.
That kind of question is fine, Pinkie. No, I never had a cherry chonga.
Well, no wonder, because I made it up myself. A cherry chonga is mashed up cherries in a tortilla that's deep fried. Cherry chonga. Great name, huh? Oh, but maybe I should call it a chimichurri. Ooh, that's good too. Which do you think sounds better? Cherry chonga or chimichurri? Or what if I combine them? Chimichurri chonga. Oh, what sounds the funniest? I like funny words. One of my favorite funny words is kumquat. I didn't make that one up. I would work in a kumquat orchard just so I could say kumquat all day. Kumquat, kumquat, kumquat. And pickle barrel! Isn't that just the funnest thing to say? Pickle barrel, pickle barrel, pickle barrel! Say it with me! Pickle barrel kumquat, pickle barrel kumquat, pickle barrel kumquat, chimichurri chonga!
No! Make it stop! Make it stop!
Chimichurri,
Chonga?
cherry
Or
chonga.
chimney cherry. Cherry chonga, chimney cherry. Cherry chonga,
And
chimney
it just
cherry.
keeps up.
Cherry chonga, chimney cherry.
And
Chonga, chimney cherry.
so eventually, she becomes
Pickle
this.
barrel kumquat, pickle barrel kumquat, pickle barrel kumquat, pickle barrel kumquat, pickle barrel kumquat, cherry chonga.
Yeah, she's this weapon of mass annoyance, and she begins talking about pickle
I don't know
barrels,
what everybody else is talking
kumquats,
about.
chimichurri chongas.
Just like I don't know what anyone was talking about when they said that the Cutie Mark Crusader song was horrible. That was the excellent song.
Hey, it was an excellent song.
Did you hear the guitar solo? That alone makes it worth it.
Yeah, it was so. Yeah. Then it gets to the point where Rainbow Dash comes in. She's got corks in her ears, covers up her mouth, just like, I've got a Pinkie Pie, and I know how to use it.
The only way to make it stop is for you to spill the beans. Never! Speaking of beans, did you ever realize how many words rhyme with beans? Lean, mean, spleen, unclean, clean.
All right. I'll tell every pony what's going on.
And so they just
So
use
that's
her.
why Pinkie Pie has a Pinkie Pie in a cannon.
Yeah, so altogether, weapon of mass annoyance, and that was just, I had to laugh out loud at that point, because I was just like, this is fantastic, just fantastic. So, next, we get to this epic moment,
Fastic.
where, she agrees to meet with them at breakfast, and Pinkie promises. She doesn't follow the Pinkie promise. And this just won't do with Pinkie Pie. Just won't do.
No pony breaks a pinky promise!
You broke a Pinkie promise!
Break a Pinkie promise, Pinkie Pie breaks your spine.
Yeah, she goes into this demonic scene, and I'm just like, oh god.
You broke your Pinkie promise.
And so now that Pinkie Pie is completely emotionally put into this because she's got to get Applejack broke the Pinkie promise.
Pinkie promise.
So then we get this
Don't break a Pinkie promise.
So then we get this epic chase scene. By the way, get the heck out of Dodge. I see what they did there. More references.
Giddy up, fellas. I gotta get the heck out of Dodge.
And so, we get this epic chase scene where they're running in wagons. Which, by the way, 2 Pegasus apparently beats 4 full-grown ponies. That is officially determined. And it makes sense, because obviously we know Pegasus have to be lighter, or have some sort of floating attributes to them. And so, we also get an epic drift from Fluttershy. That wagon's just like... That's got to be at least a 3-point drift in Forza. I want them to put...
So epic that it breaks the laws of physics.
So epic it breaks the laws of physics. So we need to get the wagon in a driving game. It would be awesome. Somebody needs to make this in like a little Flash game, because that would be a lot of fun to play. So next is
Just rip the old Grand Theft Auto system.
that would work. That would definitely work. So next we get to the fact that Applejack keeps whipping the reins and trying to control things. What is she doing?
But my hands are tied.
Tied. Uh-huh.
Yeah, come on, go!
But first of all, the reins are attached to the harness thing. Like, the ponies are here, here, and here, and there's like a metal or a wooden rod right in between them. It's attached to that, so she's just waving her arms around essentially. And then on top of that, like, what is she expecting to control? Like, couldn't she just say, go faster? Why couldn't she acknowledge
Run
them
left.
as ponies? Like, she acknowledges them as non-sentient creatures by just going,
If you weren't Rarity's friend.
and so then there's the whole pay thing. I'll pay you double to outrun them. I'll pay you triple to slow down. I'll pay you quadruple to leave them in the dust. And so altogether, that entire chase scene was just interesting. There's even an engine rev when she says, "I'll pay you quadruple." There's a "rrrr" if you listen for it.
I'll pay you quadruple to leave them in the dust.
So, then we get to the point where Pinkie
Once
Pie.
again, how does Mario work?
So
do they have a little magical little measurer to tell them how much she owes?
how do they measure? Like, does one of them? Did they? I guess maybe
Does one of them count his paces?
Yeah, he counts his paces.
1, 2, 3.
Or maybe one of them counts time or something. Who knows? I'm sure they have something figured out. And then they don't even take their pay later. So, then we get to the point where Pinkie Pie commandeers Applejack's wagon, and then to get her apology. And so she gets her apology after
Sorta.
She sorta gets her
I'll get a real one
apology.
later.
Yeah, I'll get a real one later. Then there's the Rarity, catch me! What? Surprise trust fall!
Pinkie, what?
I'll get a real apology later. Rarity catch me. What? Okay. Rainbow, go back! No time! They knew what they were getting into.
That was just amazing! Just catch me! And they both fly off the wagon. Then she's like, Rainbow, they knew what they were getting into. And so, that was just another hilarious moment. Like, it was just perfect.
Just wonderful.
Just wonderful. So, then we get to the point where we have your classic epic, gotta beat the train, gotta beat the train, gotta beat the train. And so, they're going for it. There's a crossing in the middle of nowhere for no reason.
Apparently a lot of ponies have chases over there.
Yeah, apparently a lot of ponies cross through that one point.
Yeah!
Lady, you're in trouble.
Try and catch me now. Oh, nuts.
And then, they didn't want to go around, so they had to go through the barrier. Just completely through it. And then, by the way, the road appears and disappears, so sometimes it seems like it makes sense that they followed the road to that point, and other times it doesn't. And then, for some reason, she expected that was all she would need, was to, dodge the train. Then she hops off, and her carriage leaves.
Like, all the trains in the entirety of the series are
5 cars long. Like, it's like...
At like 3 seconds at slowest speed.
Yeah, it's just like... gone.
And moreover, she just lost her ride, so how is she gonna outrun 2 ponies and a carriage?
Especially if the 2 of them are Pegasus. They'll just fly. Like, there's no outrunning this. So, I don't think she thought this out at all. Like, just at all. So, there was a lot of great...
And she didn't have any more Pinkie Pies to drop.
I guess she didn't have any more Pinkie Pies to drop. So, this episode was just fantastically structured. And while the Derpy
Pony
made
Kart
it...
would be an excellent game.
Pony Kart. Make it.
I'm firing the Rainbow Dash. First person, you're going down.
But, altogether, this was a fantastic... Even besides the Derpy part, this was just a well-written episode. My hand goes to the people at DHX. I mean, I just gotta... Great job, you guys. So, altogether, we learned...
Good episode, good work. I'd most likely kill you in the morning.
Yeah, we learned a great lesson about that your friends will always accept you. And, except for the mayor, who obviously didn't get her money.
She broke their legs.
We got an adorably cheesy line from Fluttershy.
Yeah.
You'll never be replaced in our hearts.
Applejack, we can always find a way to fix that hole in the roof. But if you don't come back, we'll never be able to fix the hole in our hearts.
And we got a new brony food. Chimichangas.
Cherry chimichangas. All of these things were just great additions.
Chimney cherry. Cherry chonga.
And
Chimney cherry.
oh, Celestia
Cherry
did.
chonga.
I guess
Chimney cherry.
I guess the ponies are
Chimney
sending
chonga.
their letters
Chimney
telepathically now because we haven't actually had a written letter in a long time. But
Poor Spike.
poor Spike, his
He
job
can
is-
only show up in pony mailman form.
Yeah, yeah, he can only. That's his only appearance. Like I'm betting
he
this-
wasn't even at the surprise. party.
Yeah, I'm betting the voice actor for Spike was like, I'm getting really bored. I don't have anything to do. Here, voice the mailman.
Okay.
Spike's essentially a mailman anyway. You've got it.
He's just like, okay.
So all just great. This was a great episode. So we get to the closing. Now this was just another moment where
Chimney cherry.
like
Cherry
I had
chonga,
already.
Cherry chonga.
They
Chimney
had
cherry,
already
cherry
captured
chonga,
my heart with this
cherry,
episode.
Cherry chonga, chimney
But
cherry,
then
cherry chonga, chimney
they
cherry,
leave.
cherry chonga, chimney cherry, cherry chonga, chimney cherry, cherry chonga, chimney cherry, cherry chonga, chimney cherry.
So they leave Pinkie Pie
Oh,
and
fuck.
Rarity in the desert.
Pickle barrel. Going what?
Which do you think, Rarity? Chimney cherry or cherry chonga? Chimney cherry, cherry chonga. Chimney cherry, cherry chonga. Chimney cherry, cherry chonga. Chimney cherry, cherry chonga. When I get back, you're gonna get it, Rainbow Dash. Chimney cherry, cherry chonga. Chimney cherry or cherry chonga? Cherry chonga. Chimney cherry, cherry chonga.
They
Pickle barrel?
leave them in the desert. They completely forget about them.
You know, I forgot to ask about where did they get the cart?
We don't know. Like, I guess they got lucky wandering through the desert and found one of those old-fashioned
But
carts.
the trade,
They found a cart and
makes
they're
no
working,
sense.
they're working their way back to Ponyville. So
They built it out of scratch.
that was the perfect end of the episode.
I'll get you, Rainbow Dash.
This episode had me laughing the whole way through, and I was. This is like I said,
Chonga.
one of my top 3 episodes of all time.
Now, you can take the chimney cherry, and you can wake up and believe whatever you want to believe, or you can take the cherry chonga, and I'll show you how deep the pinky hole goes.
So we have a lot to thank for this episode, but just enough cannot be said for it. So gotta love the episode. A lot of great stuff happened. So that pretty much brings us to the end of the things we were gonna.
That's it, folks. Exit.
So thank you for tuning in this week.
Thanks you for tuning in all weeks.
Always. So, unfortunately, this week I wasn't able to make my segment work out because I had some time constraints and I was really busy. So, I'll try to do my community segment this week. And
Whatever
of
you
course,
call
there's
it.
also plot points, crazy theories.
Whatever you call it.
So, we'll also post those videos, and so we appreciate those of you who have been tuning in. There's a few of you, and so hopefully we get more popular over the next few weeks because we're awesome and we'll love
the video.
yeah. So show your friends.
Annoying plug for this video. Annoying plug for this video. We'll stop as soon as you like it.
All right. So anyway, Afro Circuit
Plot point.
signing off.
Bye-bye.
Which do you think, Rarity? Chimney cherry or cherry chonga? Chimney cherry, cherry chonga. Chimney cherry, cherry chonga. Chimney cherry, cherry chonga. Chimney cherry, cherry chonga. When I get back, you're gonna get it, Rainbow Dash. Chimney cherry, cherry chonga. Chimney cherry or cherry chonga.